Two people wake up at the same time. Same alarm. Same city. Same rising prices. One of them is getting richer. The other is quietly getting poorer. Here's the uncomfortable part. They both have jobs. We're told a simple story growing up. Work hard. Get a stable job. Climb the ladder. And eventually, you'll be fine. It sounds reasonable. But something strange has been happening. People are working more, earning more, and still falling behind. Not dramatically. Not all at once. Just slowly. Like standing on a treadmill that keeps speeding up. And no one told you. Let's zoom in. You get a job. Your salary increases over time. Promotions. Raises. Maybe bonuses. On paper your income is going up. But look at everything around you. Rent, food, fuel, education, healthcare, all rising. And not at the same speed. This is where the illusion begins. Because your salary moves in straight lines. But your expenses move in curves. And curves win. Imagine this. You earn $50,000. Next year you get a 10% raise. Now you earn $55,000. Feels like progress. But inflation that year is 12%. So everything you buy is now more expensive. Your money grew. But your buying power shrank. You moved forward. But reality moved faster. And here's where it gets more subtle. Your job pays you in currency. But wealth isn't built in currency. It's built in assets. That difference is everything. Because currency loses value over time. Assets on average gain it. So if you're only earning money, but not owning things that grow, you're running uphill. Forever. Let's break the system down. A job is an agreement. You trade time for money. Hours for income. That's it. Your output is capped by time. There are only 24 hours in a day. And maybe 8 to 10 of those can be sold. Even if you double your productivity, you can't double time. So your earning potential has a ceiling. A hard one. Now compare that to assets. A business. A piece of land. A stock. Even intellectual property. They don't rely on your time the same way. They scale. They grow while you sleep. They compound. That's the key word. Compound. Because wealth isn't built in jumps. It's built in layers. Small gains stacking over time. And jobs don't compound. They reset every month. You work. You get paid. You start again. Now add one more layer. Taxes. When you earn from a job, your income is taxed first. Before you even see it. What's left is what you live on. And maybe save. But when money grows through assets, the rules change. Gains can be deferred, reduced, optimized. So two people can earn the same amount, but keep very different portions of it. One works for money. The other lets money work. Same system. Different outcomes. Here's the irony. The harder you work at your job, the deeper you can get stuck in it. Because as your income rises, so does your lifestyle. Better house. Better car. More comfort. Nothing wrong with that. Except it creates pressure. Now you need that income. You can't risk losing it. So you stay. Even if you know something's off. Even if you feel it. Because stepping away feels dangerous. So you don't. And the cycle tightens. Let's talk about time again. Not hours. Years. You start working at 22. You retire at 60. Maybe. That's almost 40 years. 40 years of trading time. If your savings don't outpace inflation. If your investments don't grow. If your income doesn't evolve. You don't just stop working. You run out of options. And that's the quiet fear behind it all. Not poverty, but dependency. Now look around. People are more educated than ever. More connected. More skilled. And yet, financial stress is everywhere. Why? Because the system rewards ownership. But most people are trained for employment. School prepares you for a job, not for building assets, not for understanding money, not for questioning the structure. Just participate in it. And it works. At least at first. You get stability, predictability, a monthly rhythm. But over time, the gap appears between effort and outcome, between working harder and getting ahead, between what you were promised and what you experience. There's a moment many people have. It doesn't come with a warning. It's quiet. You're doing everything right. Working, earning, saving, and still, it feels like you're behind. Not because you failed, but because the rules were different than you thought. This isn't about quitting your job or rejecting work. That's too simple. The real question is deeper. What is your job actually giving you? Income? Yes. But is it giving you leverage, ownership, growth beyond your time, or just survival with a slightly better view? Because if your entire financial life depends on your ability to show up, then your risk is higher than it looks. One disruption, one change, one missed step, and the system resets. Meanwhile, the world is shifting. Automation, AI, global competition. The value of routine work is dropping. Slowly, quietly, but steadily. And jobs that once felt secure are becoming flexible, replaceable, temporary. So now the question changes. It's not, do you have a job? It's what happens if your job disappears? Do you still earn? Do you still grow? Or does everything stop? Because the people who move ahead aren't just working. They're building layers. Income from work. Income from assets. Income from systems. Different streams. Different speeds. And over time, those layers separate outcomes. Not instantly, but inevitably. This is where the tension lives. Jobs are necessary. They provide structure, income, a starting point, but they're not the full equation. And treating them like they are is where the trap begins. So here's the uncomfortable truth. Your job isn't making you poor, but relying on it alone might be, because the system it exists in wasn't designed for you to win with just effort. It rewards something else, something less visible. Ownership, leverage, time that works without you. And once you see that, it's hard to unsee, because every paycheck starts to look different, not as progress, but as a piece of a much bigger puzzle. So the real question isn't, is your job good or bad? It's this: if you keep doing exactly what you're doing for the next 10 years, will you be free? Or just slightly more comfortable in the same cycle? And if the answer makes you uneasy, then maybe the problem isn't your effort. Maybe it's the game you've been playing all along.